In this video, we are going to see about reactive forms, which are often called as model-driven forms. So here the logic is written in the component side, and template there will be less work. Okay, so only we will declare what are the necessary things required for giving the inputs will be given in the form in the template, and component will handle all the logic calls, inputs, everything will be handled by the take care of by the component class. So record forms, reactive forms are model driven forms, so which have handles all the inputs, so whose values over change time to time. So for example, if I am inputting a value, that will be reflected immediately on the output page. Okay, so if I am changing any corrections immediately, some backspaces and inputting new values, means that will be immediately invoked in the output, so that it is that fast. Okay, so what all the values are given, it will immediately reflected in the output page. Okay, so that is the power of the reactive forms. That way it is mainly used for complicated logic center. Okay, so I'm creating an empty application of reactive application, Angular application. So after that, I am including a form model in the component class using form group, form control, and form arrays. So I'm creating the HTML form resembling the form model and binding all the HTML form to the form model, and I use this to create the reactive forms. Okay, so I will show us the input output. Okay. So for installing the Angular forms, you have to use this npm install Angular forms. So once then only the forms package will be available in the node modules. Then only we can import this forms module, reactive forms module, inside this app.module.ts file, and also in the component classes where we are using it, and we have to import this forms module and reactive forms module inside the imports in the app.module.ts. Then only this reactive forms will be engaged. Okay. Here I have a template file, so I'm rendering a title from the component class, and then I have a form. So I have a form group which belongs to contact form. So the submit will be invoked by the on submit form, and I have a list of values: first name, last name, email, gender. Okay, so all these are embedded with the form control name. With the same control name, I have given first name, last name, everything. Okay, so this will help us to render the output immediately. Okay. So the remaining values are is married value, and then I have a country. So I have a list for the country, select list for the country. So I have a ID and a name, and I have a form control name, country. So inside that I have an option. So for that, in the ng value I'm giving c.id. I will tell you what is that. So next line I have that star ng for is equal to let's see of country list. So the country list will be populated and it will be listed as a options. Okay, so India, USA, and England will be listed there. So that ID will be taken by the options tab ng value, and the value for that ID will be given in the enclosed in the options tab. Okay, and I have the submit button, and then I have a pre-tag, so which will input all the values I am typing, so that it will get immediately focused on the output uh, inside this pre-tag. So contact form that value will be immediately converted to JSON and shown to us. Inside the component class, I have a title empty so which will be rendered there. After that, I have a constructor, empty constructor, and I have a country list. So inside this country list, I have three new countries. One India, two USA, and three England. So one is for CID and another is for C.name. Okay, so that is given here, and three values are manipulated here. And once the contact form is once I got the contact form, so I will create a new form group. So inside this form group, I have getting the control of the values. Control of the values are given in the input. So for first name I have form control, so which I already declared in the uh, template. Okay, so first name, last name, email, gender, is married, country, everything is taken control from that template file to here with the help of this form control. And then on the on submit, I'm just consoling all the contact form values. So first one, second one, I'm getting this dot contact form. So the contact form above is manipulated here with all the outputs given up. Compared to the template driven forms, I have one extra class here. So this is the country class. So this class has two values, ID and this name. So both belongs to string type, and I have a constructor for manipulating this ID and string name. So I am setting this ID to the ID and the name to the name. So all these values are manipulated and given in the template form. So based on this name only, the CID is based on the CID only. This name is generated through the help of this class only. So if you are writing it in a separate class, it will be very useful for us. So this is my input. Before my input, I have an MDF form. So first name, last name, email, gender, everything is given. And if you see the result, everything is null. Okay. So this is the output. So I'm typing the value Charlie in the first name, and the Charlie will getting immediately feedback in the output. First name Charlie. Okay. After that, I'm giving the second name, and it will be immediately invoked and email everything. Okay. So in the first name Charlie, I am giving backspace, deleting something and adding some new space, new things means it will immediately get uploaded in the first name. That is reactive form speed. Okay, so that way it is called as reactive form. We are whatever changes we did at that moment, that will be immediately get invoked by the moment. Okay, so that is the power of it. So once I give all the outputs, I am getting the outputs. Okay, first name Charlie, second name Chaplin, third name that third is email charlie.chaplin@gmail.com, and I have a gender male, and is married is true, and the country code is 2. Okay, so the country chosen is USA, so the country code is 2. So that's how it is giving the output. So just go through this example and work out, it will work well. Okay, thanks team, thanks for the support, cracks after interviews.